Hey friends, welcome to the podcast. I'm Christy Edgar, your host. I am a holistic lifestyle expert, an integrative nutrition health coach, and a certified Fast Like a Girl coach. I help women take charge of their health by understanding the feminine cycle and helping them to align their lifestyle with hormonal rhythms. In today's podcast, I am actually going to talk about rhythms, specifically the moon and the rhythm of the moon and how that relates to the feminine cycle. And this is in specific response to questions that I got from women who said, well, I don't have a period. I do not bleed. What do I do? How do I get my hormones to sync up? So grab your favorite beverage and settle on in, and let's get started on the conversation. Welcome to Cultivating Her, breaking taboos, balancing hormones, and redefining women's health. I'm your host, Christy Edgar, an integrative nutrition health coach and holistic lifestyle expert. Join me as we dive into the world of menstrual health, hormone balance, and the connection to women's wellness. Whether you're looking to decode your cycle, tackle PMS, or manage menopause, this show is your go-to to syncing your lifestyle with your hormonal rhythms. Through candid conversations, practical tips, and a few expert interviews, Cultivating Her empowers women to embrace their cycles and align their lifestyle to boost energy and thrive in every phase of life. Subscribe now and start flowing with confidence as we redefine what it means to be a woman with harmonious health. All right, friends, welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about rhythms. So it's recently come to my attention that there are a lot of you out there who do not actually have a period, who don't bleed for whatever reason, whether it's because you're on birth control or because you had early menopause or because you've had a hysterectomy. And so there's been a lot of questions coming in my direction. And so I wanted to address this and tell you what you should do. So for starters, I did not mention last week when I was talking about perimenopause that just because the hormones are shifting doesn't mean that we're not making them anymore, okay? The progesterone, the estrogen, the testosterone are no longer being made by the ovaries, yes, once we get to menopause, but they are being made by the adrenals and just in less quantity, okay? So even though we don't bleed anymore, that doesn't make us a non-cyclical creature. As a woman with 2 X chromosomes, we are cyclical. Period. Okay. All of life moves in cycles, from our changing seasons to the rising and the setting of the sun. Okay. Nature all follows a rhythm, except for dudes. They're just weird. And if you look at life from a primitive or ancestral perspective, rhythms were made, like they helped with survival, right? In the spring, we planted seeds for crops so that we could eat. The summertime provided warmth and sunshine so that those seeds could grow and become abundant. And then we'd harvest them. And then in the winter, we had to prepare and conserve. So these cycles are not just external, like they affect this internal rhythm for us as well. And that's very, very true for women. That connection runs so much deeper because our bodies move through a monthly cycle, very much like the moon, okay? So if you don't actually bleed anymore, what we like to encourage is that you actually follow the moon, okay? So in the same way that the moon's gravitational pull affects the ocean, it also affects us and the water within us because we're like 70% water, okay? So I'm going to go through how to track a cycle from the new moon through to the next new moon. But I'm also going to talk about it in the aspect of how it affects our energy and our personality and our emotional stuff, okay? Because this does matter, and I think it's pretty cool. I had a conversation with someone not too long ago about this, and I was like, oh, this is good stuff. We need to talk about this. So both the menstrual cycle and the moon cycle are approximately 28 to 30 days. Coincidence? I think not. Each move through 4 main phases, and each phase corresponds to a different hormonal shift, a different emotional state, and there is an optimal way of eating, fasting, and moving during that time. Okay? So today is the 26th of February. Tomorrow is actually a new moon. So if you wanted to try out this lovely reset, you could do that. There is actually a calendar on my website that you can go and download for free that will give you a breakdown of each and every single day. But essentially, day 1 will start tomorrow with the new moon. Okay. And so phase 1 of the cycle, remember, is the power phase, right? And it's from day 1 to day 10. So that's from your new moon until your waxing gibbous. Okay. And this is a time of new beginnings. It's a reset. Okay. And I want to pause here for 1 second because I want to say to all of you that whatever day is day 1 for you, I want you to make it a day where you are still. You practice stillness, you practice breath, you practice gratitude, and you do nothing. Yes, I said do nothing. I want to challenge you to start doing nothing occasionally, okay? It is okay. The period sucks. And even if you don't have one, you did have one at one point. So you might as well just embrace it, okay? Now, what else is going on? So we have this new beginning, right? The moon is new. It's like a reset. So it aligns with the new moon. But what happens next, right? So now we have those first 10 days, we have estrogen that's building, okay? Gradually building. That feminine energy is rising, is building. Okay, the body is preparing for manifestation. Estrogen is making our hair look really nice and our skin all rosy and dewy and glowy, and our body is all supple, right? When we are cycling, we're not. If you're not, you know that's fine. But that's naturally what is happening with estrogen, okay? So we have day 1 through day 10, okay? It's all building. How do we align during that period of time? Okay, so this is a really, really powerful time for visualization and clarity, okay? The same way that the moon is fresh, so are you, okay? Food. We want to favor warm, nourishing foods that support the body's recovery in the beginning, like broths and stews and healthy fats. And we want to keep glucose level. Avoid processed carbs, sugar, and alcohol during this time, okay? And move your body. So high intensity interval training, cardio, the body can handle all of those things day 1 to day 10, okay? Okay, next we hit day 11 to day 15, okay, which is your waxing moon clear into your full moon, okay? So as the moon grows towards fullness, your body is like rising in power. Your estrogen peaks, okay? It's the highest. You looking good, you feeling good, you're all supple and pretty and attracted to the opposite sex. You are the most magnetic. Socially, you're the most attractive and you're the most full of creative potential at this time, okay? This is also when you get testosterone. So this gives you an added boost of energy, confidence, and drive to get you to go out and get the job done, right? Because remember, we're made for procreation, okay? That's what's happening inside the body. The body is preparing for ovulation, which we're just going to say is day 15, right? At the full moon, right? Your energy is high. Your motivation is strong. Your mind is sharp. This is an excellent time for planning and execution. Like you are a rock star in this moment. This is the time to take action on goals or intentions that you set in the power phase, in that very first new moon phase, okay? You want to support your body during this time with lean proteins, leafy greens, and complex carbs to sustain energy, because remember, with the estrogen being high and you getting the testosterone, now progesterone's like, ooh, it's time for me to come on the scene. And progesterone does like carbs, okay? So we need to make sure that we're adding them, but only in healthy forms, okay? I'm not suggesting pizza and ice cream. It's also important at this time to strength train. Okay. Your body is primed for lifting heavy things at this time. Okay. It's also a great time for networking. Okay. Because remember, you're the most magnetic. Now, day 16 to 19 is after the full moon. Okay. The moon starts to wane. And here's what happens. All of your hormones drop out. Okay. Estrogen leaves and takes all of the neurotransmitters with her. You have no more testosterone because it is done. You got it for a day or two. That's it. And now your body is trying to process out what's happening. Okay. You may be very emotional at this time. Okay. And this is completely normal. Okay. Your energy is going to start to decline and your sensitivity is going to start to increase. You're going to be emotional. You're going to have thoughts. You're going to think of things. They're going to process. This is a processing time. It's a detox time. Okay. So from a emotional standpoint, this is the time to work through some of those emotional things, those thoughts, release and let go. If something isn't serving you, whether it's a habit, a relationship, an old mindset, whatever it is, it's time to release it. It's also a time for detox and cleansing, right? So all of those hormones dropped. So now your body has to process them out. So we want to prioritize foods that help the liver process excess hormones. These are things like cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, fiber-rich foods, and lots of hydration. Okay. Cardio at this time can be really great too because sweating helps clear detox pathways. It is a detox pathway, okay? And this time, this 16 to 19 day time is all about detoxing. Okay? This is right after the full moon. Okay? We also want to limit alcohol during this time, right? Because your body's already processing out hormones, so we don't want to add any other poisons in there. Now, the fourth and final phase is the nurture phase. This goes from day 20 to the end of the cycle when you start again, okay? So as the moon darkens and prepares for renewal, your body is also winding down. This is a time for rest and recovery, deep self-care, reflection, all of that, right? Your progesterone is building until it drops, which will signal the start of your menstrual cycle. But during this time, you're going to feel tired. You're going to have some mood swings. You might have some cravings that appear, okay? Your body craves nurturing and stillness, okay? If progesterone could tell you something, it would tell you to sit the F down. Relax a little bit, okay? So how do we align? We prioritize rest. So we want to sleep. We want to reduce our obligations. And we want to allow ourselves to slow down, okay? It's important during this time that we are not fasting at all, okay? We are not limiting our carbs because the body needs them to make progesterone, okay? It needs to be nourished and nurtured, okay? By nature's carbs, okay? Not by pizza and chicken fingers. Please, for the love of God, we're adults here, okay? The other thing that we can do during this time is reflection and a reassessment. So by journaling and meditating and engaging in self-care rituals, we can bring comfort and clarity into that space, which is already kind of hard for us, right? So when you align your lifestyle, your food, your movement, your mindset, all with the menstrual cycle or with the moon, you step into a more natural, empowered way of living, okay? You're going to notice that you feel more in sync with your emotions and your energy levels. Your productivity and your creativity will flow effortlessly. You will start to notice like, oh, wow, I see what's happening. It's getting ready to be a full moon. I'm going 100 miles an hour. I got ideas. I'm creative. I'm productive. I'm doing all the things. That's great. Celebrate that. But also, then when you come out of that and your body's like, wait, we're tired, we want to rest, honor it, okay? So it needs to feel nourished and supported instead of having you fight against it, all right? So instead of forcing yourself to be in one state all the time, that high energy, productive, super social, start honoring the ebb and flow of a natural rhythm, okay? So that's where the true balance and the well-being exists. And as you move through your next cycle or you move through the next moon cycle, if you don't actually bleed and you're just following the moon, Notice, how can you work with your body instead of against it? Like, how can you nurture and align and thrive? Like, where are you feeling the most productive? When are you feeling kind of like you want to retreat, right? If you start following from the new moon and you start supporting the hormones through the cycle, they will sync up, and you will 1000% notice that in those times when I said you have more energy, you'll have more energy, you'll be more productive, okay? It's really time for us to start realizing that our bodies are not separate from nature. They are a part of it. And the wisdom of the moon, the tide, and the seasons, they're all encoded in us, waiting for us to remember innately, oh yeah, this is what we're here for. By honoring the cycles, we are reclaiming a deep connection to our intuition, our well-being, and our most powerful, vibrant self, okay? We are taking our power back and saying, no, I am in control here. I am not allowing anyone else to tell me what to do. I'm not allowing culture to dictate. I'm not allowing my children or my husband, anyone. Okay. And if we are going to make it through perimenopause alive, we have to start paying attention and honoring who we are as women. Okay. And that means that we are cyclical. It means some days we're good and some days we're not. And that has to be okay. And we have to learn how to live inside of that space and be classy, beautiful humans, even when we don't feel like it. Okay. And maybe, just maybe, if we stop for a second and retreat a little bit and take care of ourselves and love ourselves the way we love everyone else, it might get a little easier. Okay. So until next time, my friends, be well, be kind, and cultivate good health. Thank you for joining me on this journey to educate and empower. I hope you found value in what you heard and will come back to listen again. Together, we're going to create a community of women empowered to transform their health. If you're excited to be part of this, please subscribe, leave a review, and share with the other women in your life who need health support tailored to that X chromosome. Until next time, be kind, be well, cultivate your health.